Pretty much everybody appreciates that stress causes aging. What they don't appreciate is how much it causes aging. In fact, of the 5 things that we know drive most of the aging in humans, stress is one of them.
And unfortunately, Elaine has experienced more stress than many of us ever will.
Tell me about September 11th.
Talk about stress. It's just a time in my life I'll never forget. Every day, when I think of it, I can still hear the sounds, the smells. It's just...
In 2001, Elaine worked on the 92nd floor of the World Trade Center.
I see a huge fireball. Looked like it was going to come through the window. At that point, people were screaming, ran either to elevators, to staircases. When 2 men basically took me arm for arm and swept me down those stairs. I was out of that building probably 15 minutes before it came down.
Learning to cope with the painful events of life, because life hits you hard sometimes, is an important part of learning how to age gracefully.
It's clear that Elaine needs to get her stress under control. The first step, identifying what makes her anxious on a daily basis. So, Dr. Oz has equipped her and Frank with a new technology.
This handheld device is going to allow you to assess how much anxiety and stress you feel in specific categories, so you can keep track.
This stress indicator, from a company called Voice Prism, actually assesses the level of anxiety we're feeling by analyzing
Well, you get to be a rat in my experiment.
the voice.
And hopefully together we're going to be able to identify what's really bothering you. Okay?
Okay.
And the real question for Elaine is she brave enough to face those deeper questions?
It's all coming down to a terrible decision.
The choice between the diet and bowling. I'm thinking about coming home.
Yo, it's me.
And how you bowling?
I don't know. Terrible. I guess terrible.
I'm worried about him quitting right now. And I don't want him to quit because he needs to do this for himself more than anything.
Frank and Elaine are both under severe stress. But who is dealing with it better? Their portable voice-sensitive stress indicators will tell.
Okay, home. My home life. Right now I'm on the road for 6 weeks.
Home with Nick. Picked him up from school today.
You know, I'll be home in a month, I guess, or sooner.
Love. Kind of miss Frank a lot, actually.
I think I'm getting on her nerves a little bit, only because I'm sort of grouchy and frustrated.
The results?
Well, this meter actually goes from 1 to 9, and it actually shows that I'm between like a 4 and a 6 on all those categories that we just talked about.
7 for home, 7 for work, like 7.5 for love.
Elaine seems to feel the stress more than Frank. But how does that affect the way they're aging? Well, it shows, inside and out. Studies have found that people who can better cope with stress suffer less damage to those age-defying telomeres. And that translates into less illness, less deterioration, and maybe even longer life.